So as a professional who is in the field, you've treated a few people.
Yeah.
About 50, 100?
More than that.
More than 100 people that have gone through recovery.
More than that.
Close to 500.
Yes, it's getting to that.
Wow. Do we have a problem?
A great problem, sir. It was discovered that in every 3 students you see, one is having problem with alcohol.
Wow.
A woman was trying to curse the day that she conceived that child. Those children were bringing out some stuff from their pockets. They call it jajo.
Secondary school students.
They are not up to 13.
What?
Okay? No, it's not everything that is created by God that is edible, that you are supposed to eat. Some you are to eat, but he told us particularly, this one, don't eat. Don't use psychoactive substance to solve your problems.
It's the Ife Bamidele podcast, the drug-free series and episodes. Today I have with me a special guest, a man that I love so much with all of my heart. And that's because when we all talk about the problems, this man talks about solutions. He's in the field of solving the drug abuse challenge, especially for persons in recovery and rehabilitation. Dr. Adedotun Ajiboye, you're welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Doc, people watch some of these things and then they think, we're going to start by saying, what is drug? Who takes drug? What are the influences? But that's not the thing that I am in for. I'm asking real practical questions. Okay. Some of them, the questions that are in the heart of the people who are going to be listening to the podcast. And I'm going to be starting with one of the major things that people ask me. I am in advocacy. As much as I do a lot of advocacy, we're also campaigning for recovery and rehabilitation. One question that people are asking is, can drug abuse or people in rehabilitation, do they get well? I know somebody will say, my brother, he has gone to rehab 2 times, has gone to rehab 10 times, he has come back again. This thing, people never get out of it. The revolving door question, do people get better?
Yeah, people get better.
Really?
Yes.
Because I'm hearing that too, and I'm impressed to hear that.
Empirical data to show that people get better. And where I practice also, we have a lot of
So you have experience of people who have come to you. When they came to you, they were addicted to drugs.
Yes.
And now they are no longer addicted.
They are no longer addicted.
Wow.
I have practical examples.
Is that not like a miracle? Because genuinely, when family members, friends, colleagues talk to me, they talk about it like, people will reduce a bit. It's not as if they really stop, but it gets better. They don't become maybe no longer psychotic, maybe no longer challenging, but they'll still have small episodes. So this thing never goes away. You know that thing they talk about never going away?
That is just a general knowledge. But on the field, we have people that they are clean.
They are clean.
Since they were discharged.
They are drug-free. They have been discharged.
They have been discharged.
And then they are living normal lives.
They are living normal life.
Wow.
And one thing that I see into that is that in our therapy sections, there's a stage when we get to, we call it post-discharge plan. If the post-discharge plan is well managed, and the patient cooperates, the client cooperates, and the family member also cooperated.
Well, we're going to get to all of some of those things. I would like to know what are the processes, because people really want to know. I'm using substances. I think I have a challenge, or my son is using, my daughter is using. I want to know what are the stages or what phases are we going to go to, because some people are not asking for help because they're not sure what they will have to go through. Some people say, they will chain me down, they'll lock me up, they will ask for my leg, they'll ask for my hand. So we'll get to some of those discussions. But the first question I wanted to ascertain was, these things are solvable.
Solvable.
Wow. Yeah. Fantastic. Is this an epidemic? Is this a challenge? Because, sometimes when I go to campaign, advocate, talk on this podcast, shout and scream and beg people and say, I beg you in the name of God, stop using substance. They think maybe I'm over-hyping or over-talking, or maybe this is not as big a problem, or this is not a challenge. You are just the one who has problem.
Okay.
So as a professional who is in the field, you've treated a few people.
Yeah.
About 50, 100?
More than that.
More than 100 people that have gone through recovery.
More than that.
Close to 500.
Yes, it's getting to that.
Wow.
because I've been in the field for over 16 years.
16 years?
Yes.
Relating with persons who use drugs and trying to ensure that they come out of that addiction.
Exactly.
16 years. So I have a pot of 16 years experience sitting with me. I'm going to ask you some deep questions into those 16 years. Yeah. But genuinely, do we have a problem? Do we have a drug problem? Yeah. As a country, as a society, do you think that there's a problem? I think that there's a problem, but many people don't agree with me. So from the professional side of it, I want to ask, from your experience, what do you think is happening?
Okay, let me start with my PhD work.
Okay. Oh, so you have a PhD in what?
In a PhD in clinical psychology.
Clinical psychology. So what did you work on?
And I decided not to even talk about the illicit substances.
Okay.
Because people pay attention to those ones. So when I was discussing with my supervisor, I said I want to take something that is common, but it's a psychoactive substance, and that's alcohol.
Wow.
And initially, when we started, he asked me to go and do focus group discussion, which I did, and it was alarming.
Wow.
Because students were ready, because I did it among students. Yeah. They were ready to tell me about what is going on around them, physical and practical issues.
Wow.
So when my supervisor listened to that, I said, no, we have to go into the field. And after the field work, the analysis, it was discovered that in every 3 students you see, one is having problem with alcohol.
Wow. 1 out of 3.
1 out of 3. And is
it that 1 out of 3 are drinking alcohol? That one is understandable. Or that 1 out of 3 have an alcohol problem, like they're abusing alcohol.
Yes, I know. Ooh. And there's WHO scale that I use. It's called audit.
Yeah.
There's an hazardous use.
Okay.
Harmful use.
Yeah.
Dependence use.
Okay.
Now, whichever.
Can you repeat those 3 again? There's
harmful use.
Hazardous use,
and then dependence. That is addiction.
Okay.
Now, but the category is that either you belong to harmful, hazardous, or dependence.
Everything danger.
Yes, that's so you're having problems with alcohol.
I see.
Okay. Now, but there are also levels. Maybe you are the harmful level, you are the hazardous level, or you are the dependent level.
Yeah.
So, but in that research, it shows that 1 out of 3. We're having problem with alcohol. Now,
and that's even an acceptable substance.
An acceptable substance.
Like a illicit substance, something that is sold in the market.
And because it's readily available, if you are over 18, maybe in this country.
I mean, more than even people who are not 18, they are on the streets buying alcohol. People are buying sachets. Young children.
If our young people are using it now.
You find them using alcohol very easily. So I don't think that 18 doesn't count here.
Exactly. So if
law enforcement, you hear me.
So if a kind of social drink or a psychoactive substance that is common everywhere has that ratio.
What happens to the ones that are illicit?
So we have a problem. Will not even come up to say that I'm using. Okay, so and when you take alcohol, cigarette, these are the gateway to other drugs. And now there are what we call marijuana now. Marijuana.
That's the most popular drug around the country. I mean, in many parts of Africa as well.
Yes, but the problem now is the synthetic marijuana.
Okay.
Marijuana, the original marijuana.
Is that the one they call Kolos?
Kolos, Mamba.
Okay, Mamba. Okay.
Loud.
Yeah.
Arizona.
You know these things, sir.
Because we have to. There was a time that one of my guys just said we just have to go to the locations and let's know these street names, because when you are Mamba, Loud, Arizona, and Kolos, all those are THC. But Banku,
hydrocannabinol.
Yes, but Banku is another category. Banku is inferior cocaine.
Ooh.
What they call Bana.
Okay.
That's Banku.
I see.
So, or inferior cocaine.
So do we have a problem?
A great problem, sir.
Oh, you qualified the problem. Great problem.
But can I also tell you?
Yes, sir.
In a facility.
Yeah.
In that facility, when they admit people.
Yeah.
About 90% of their admission is on psychoactive substance problem.
90%.
90%. Maybe you just see scattered of depression, scattered.
So in mental health facilities,
yes.
majority of those who are currently undergoing some form of treatment or
yes.
support are persons who are there because of psychoactive substances.
Exactly. Okay. And most at times, our beds are full. The beds are full because you have to be waiting for another person to be admitted.
So people are addicted.
Yeah.
They want to get treatment.
Yeah.
But there are no beds.
There are no beds because
there
was a time that I was looking for a space. I was calling one of my senior colleagues in Lagos.
Yes.
That's a neuropsychiatric hospital in Lagos. And for 2 weeks, we are trying to get a space.
So it's not just the fact that people now have problems. It's that the fact that people have the problems. Yeah. When they are now even ready to solve the problem, there's not enough space because there's a lot of people who are now involved.
That shows that there are a lot of people.
That shows that there's a problem.
That's a problem.
Okay. Now on to the reality.
Yeah.
You have said this thing is solvable. We started from there.
Yeah.
You have admitted that there is a big or great problem.
Yeah.
Why do you think we have not been able to solve this problem? Because, I started my own advocacy about 11 years ago or thereabout. And I remember that I spoke to you. Yeah. We have been on this journey together. You have been one of the very strong supports I've had. And fantastically, your book as well, we're going to talk about it, helps people, parents, family members. But why do you think that we have not been able to solve this problem? Because if there's a solution and there's a problem, then is it not just easy for all of us to just say, let's go solve this once and for all?
I want to thank God for this forum.
Okay.
When you don't set priority, when you don't see something as, that somebody taught us in economics, scale of preference,
opportunity cost.
Yeah, because when you look at non-communicable diseases,
that's right.
People don't pay attention to them like communicable diseases. Like Ebola,
COVID, things that we can, everybody shouts about it and say, oh, there's a big problem.
And in fact, there was a research done in US. They were saying that the money that you need to take care of 4 children, you can use it on somebody using drugs.
Wow.
And I think that should get their attention.
The cost of supporting someone in recovery may be able to help you take care of 4 children.
Yeah, because
so you are spending money that you will have spent for 4 people on one person.
On one person. And that is why family members, schools, religious organizations,
that's right,
government should see this thing as a priority, even if possible. So the
stakeholders need to prioritize.
They need to
put the conversation around drug abuse on the top burner. We need to, on our scale of preference, we need to now bring it to the top. The same way you can get Ebola and it will kill people. The same way you can get COVID and it will kill people or ruin the nation. That's the same way we should be talking about drug abuse and finding solutions.
Exactly. Exactly. Because, for example, now, if you ask a child to go to school, to go and study whatever, and the mental faculty is not okay, the purpose of going to school.
That's what I said in one of my videos. I said, whether you have become a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, immediately the drug conversation comes in. Good fathers become bad fathers. Responsible children become irresponsible just because of one inclusion in your life.
Exactly. And the way I've seen over the years, psychoactive substance can dissolve every stage of life. Wow. It can dissolve your academics. It can dissolve your family. Wow. It can dissolve your career.
I mean, you use the word dissolve. Like, I mean, it sounds very scary. You know that thing that happens with when my mind is just going to where something dissolves. You know that thing of like something evaporates. It just fades away. Your education just goes away like that. Yeah. And genuinely, the minute you started saying it, I started seeing it. I've seen young people who were in education, doing well, and then their education just dissolves. It just goes away. They're not talking about school anymore. They are no longer in school, or family members are no longer in families, or people are no longer doing what they've been known to do or be. And that's very shocking. Now you are in a facility. You work as a professional. You consult privately, I believe, for people, and then for workplaces as well. Okay. Genuinely, what's the most touching experience that you have encountered? Genuinely, I mean, what's the one incident that has touched you the most? I know that almost every situation will touch you. Almost every client that you relate with or that you support will pain you. But is there one that has actually left an indelible mark on you? Definitely. I mean, we're keeping the confidentiality, privacy, and of clients, but just without any details.
Yeah, there was a time when in a particular section, we call it ward run.
Okay.
And a woman was trying to curse the day that she conceived that child. We have to even ask that person to leave. So that we can, because it's now becoming emotional and all that. I see.
You mentioned it, and even me, I'm very emotional.
Yeah.
I can imagine. I mean, my mother is late, but she always blessed the day that she gave birth to me or that she conceived me. And I can imagine what will make parents rethink and get to a point in their lives where they will curse the day that they conceived. Not even the day that they gave birth or the day that you started using. I mean, cursing the day
of conception. And that because there's a theory called frustration aggression. That woman was frustrated. I know that was what led to the utterance.
I know.
So this person has been taken to different places and all that to get succor and all that. And the child keep on using. And as a result of that, I think the woman was tired.
That's tough for me.
The woman was tired.
I know.
So these are some of the issues that
But genuinely, how do you encourage parents? Because I mean, I know some parents have had this now, and they feel the same way. Maybe they've not said it out loud, but some parents genuinely, in their heart, they curse the day that they gave birth to some children. They curse the day that they conceived some children. And I feel that maybe we should also be able to pass on hope. To some parents, and what would you say to parents if there was a parent listening at this time?
Drug addiction treatment is tasky.
It's tasking.
It's tasking.
Yeah.
And at the same time, as I said, there are success story, and the success story is evident. But at the same time, the failures are more than the success.
Wow.
If those post-discharge plan were not well taken care of. And if the client also is not, because it's not enough to be determined that you want to stop psychoactive substance. I've seen patients that were even swearing. We just have to say, no, we don't swear here. That also shows a level of determination.
Once you say, I promise you.
Yes. He was determined.
But the determination is not enough. Again. What happens at that point?
When you are determined, it is not enough.
Okay.
When your determination does not match with your imagination.
Okay, so is this like some science something?
Yeah.
There's something wrong because, you find people who say, I was determined to do this, but unfortunately something happened to me, or I don't even know what is doing me. I don't know how. I'm no longer in control. So what's the science behind that?
You made up your mind.
Yeah.
But the imagination...
But your mind did not make up you.
No, you made up your mind.
Yeah, right.
But the imagination waters down your determination. Ooh. How? Your imagination comes by the virtue of what you see, by the virtue of what you hear, maybe from the parent. That's what we call high express emotion.
Okay.
And if a child is coming out of recovery, and the parents were giving critical comments, look at you. Your friends are already
see how you turned out.
Those statements can make, because the child will now begin to imagine is determined, but that imagination, which is negative imagination, will water down the determination. Okay, or what you see. You understand? For example, now, I've attended to a client before that said, yes, you guys, you told me that we shouldn't take marijuana, but when I got to the internet, somebody posted there that everything created everything in the world is created by God. So why are you guys?
But not true now. I mean, genuinely, doctor, sincerely, if God created weed, what is the problem?
Okay, now, but when He created everything in the Garden of Eden, He said, eat this, eat this, eat this, but don't.
But is it weed that so will not eat?
No, it's not everything that is created by God that is edible that you are supposed to eat.
Oh shit.
Some you are to eat, but He told us particularly this one, don't eat.
I mean, I genuinely always tell people that as much as some things have the you can excuse some things. You say, oh, God created this. God. There are things that you don't just eat because God created it.
Exactly.
How many of us eat sand? And how many of us don't think that it's God that created it? Because God created it, suddenly you don't eat it. But yeah, generally there are lots of conversations around it. And I'm going to talk about some of them, maybe in this episode or in another episode.
Okay.
But I'm happy that we have been able to identify some facts.
Yeah.
The problems, the solution, how we need to bring this to the top burner, how family members need to get involved, and the very painful experience that you just shared. In your over 16 years or thereabout of relating with people, what group do you think is most affected? Age group,
as per
gender categorization, because sometimes there's people also make this a poor rich discussion, they make this a young old discussion, they make this a male female discussion. So I want to have an idea from an experience perspective on age, on gender, on finance or economic strata. What do you think, where do you think we sit at this time?
I think
based on your own experience. I mean, there are numbers based on data, but in your own personal experience, what have you been able to see?
This may not really match the WHO specification.
Very well.
But from teenage stage, although some children also use, even before teenage stage, because
children,
I've encountered children
in treatment.
Yes, I went for a research in a school. And during their break, during the break, you go and eat, you go and wee. So those children were bringing out some stuff from their pockets. Because I went for a research, so myself, I want to ease myself.
Yeah.
So I saw some of them, they call it jajo. They just... somebody that's
Joe, that's in Yoruba, just peel the thing, tear the thing, and then lick it. Okay.
So, and they were doing it at the back of the class,
Secondary school student.
Yeah, it's a secondary school student.
But they are children.
But they are not up to 13.
What?
Okay. So that suggests it's an epidemic. All the age groups should be.
Goodness.
We have to pay attention to all age groups. Okay, but you will see from 13 upward.
That's right.
And that is why I think maybe the federal government now is now saying that don't just rush children into university.
Education.
Because if they are not able to...
But the person who is 13 years old, when he's already using substances, whether he comes in at 15 or at 18, is already challenged and may need help and support.
So do you know why that problem is escalating now?
Why is it?
When you start using drug at 13...
Yes.
What medical science says that our brain is fully developed at 21. Some people say 21, some say 22.
Okay.
So that suggests you have started to damage
the brain
when it has not even matured.
The brain is still forming.
It's still forming, and you are already destroying it. So that's why success rate is
lower.
Because even though they give you antipsychotic, you went through psychotherapy, but there's some aspects of this brain that has been dented. So you may not, for example, now there's something we call immotivation. You are not even motivated to go back to school because something that should have told you need to go back to school is not functioning.
So how do drugs affect the brain genuinely? Because I think that's one of the things that you made me see some long time ago, and that made me very concerned, emotional, and maybe a bit more understanding. The idea that drugs are not just about desire. They're not just about fun or being funkified. It's about something is already happening that is scientific in this skull.
Okay.
And that will affect your mind and your actions.
Yeah.
So how do drugs genuinely affect the brain?
Great. And that's why, please, people that are watching us should listen to this.
Oh, I am listening. And I'm hoping that everyone is listening, because the brain is something that once you lose it, mate, gone.
Forever. Now, drug use, there are 3 stages I want to mention.
Okay.
Drug use, drug abuse, drug addiction.
Use, abuse, addiction.
Addiction.
Okay.
But when you are still at the stage of use, if you come to therapy, in fact, the success rate will be higher.
Very well.
When you are abusing, you are regularly using psychoactive substance.
That's right.
But in a way, one way or the other, it's affecting your psychic, It's affecting your mental faculty. It's
Your daily
affecting
living.
your physiological or the major 5 organs in the body. Okay. But if you also come early, maybe you are not addicted yet. No stage is good. Either you are occasionally using.
No stage is good.
No stage. Because like that research I did, there's something I quoted there, a literature that no amount of alcohol is good. And that is why I want to explain the relationship between psychoactive substance and brain.
Okay.
Now, what that literature was saying is that the moment you take any psychoactive substance, be it cigarettes, be it alcohol, marijuana, cocaine, or all the likes, now there's a reward system. You know, when you take any of these substances, it gives you a reward. It helps you to do something you cannot do. So you feel, for example, now if you are the one that you are not bold.
You're not bold to talk, or you want to toast a babe, and then you want something to make you feel fit.
So the moment you take the alcohol, then it gives you boldness. So boost. You now say, wow, I've been missing all these days.
That's right.
So I should have been using this stuff. So you go back to the alcohol tomorrow. But in every psychoactive substance, that's what we call addictive property.
I see. So there's something in the science of these things that makes you want to come back to it. Whether you want to or not.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
So because of the addictive property, it has opportunity also to interact with the brain. So because of the reward, you go back to it. And
because of that reward, is what you are getting from it. So it's not the substance in itself. It's the high that it gives you. It's the feeling.
The benefit. So the so-called benefit. You understand? The so-called benefit. So you keep on going. And it's like you want to catch monkey. And you are giving the monkey
a banana.
So
I beg, who be the monkey now? You know, so the thing keeps drawing, the addiction keeps drawing you, offering you like.
Yes, it's giving you some rewards. And in fact, now there was another research done about things that give human being pleasure. Food is number one.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we have so many foodies,
the next one is sex.
Yeah.
And the next one is addiction. But what research says is that the pleasure you receive from food is lesser than the one you receive from sex, and the one from sex is lesser than the one you receive from addiction. That's why
by
you
addiction, you mean because people can be addicted to food or sex as well. So by addiction, what do you mean?
By addiction is like something you cannot do without.
Oh, okay.
And the moment you want to stay away from it,
addictions are some of those other.
It can be behavioral addiction or substance addiction. You know, we are focusing more on substance addiction.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so when you are addicted, that suggests if you are addicted to alcohol, for example, you may not be interested in having anything to do with your wife.
That's right.
You may not. That's why you see some guys they just carry
no food.
No food. They are just enjoying themselves. Yes, they are at the top of the world. They don't
buy any food. They just buy water and eat cigar.
They don't have girlfriend. They are not married.
It's just
they are just married to that substance. So as they are waking up, they wake up with it. Whatever they are doing, and the moment they stop, and that is why this thing is causing a great problem. There's at the addiction stage, two things happen. There's withdrawal symptoms, and there's tolerance. Tolerance is that you started with just a bottle. Now you are now taking 17 bottles.
Hey.
Okay.
People they cancel.
You understand?
You know.
So and. Another one is the withdrawal symptoms. You have determined
that one, isn't it?
That withdrawal symptoms, they have told you in the hospital that this thing is affecting your liver. Like for example, alcohol now, or maybe cigarettes are affecting your lungs, or marijuana is affecting your lungs. And they showed you in the screen.
Yeah, they showed
on the screen.
Yeah.
Despite that, you now told the doctor, say, doctor, don't worry. Next appointment, you won't see this thing in my mouth. And you stop for one day, and you're having palpitation.
Oh, yeah.
You are sweating under AC. Oof. You are restless. Then you now say, wow, is it because I stopped this thing?
Let me try it.
Let me go back to it. And the moment you go back to it again, you calm down. And that is why treating addiction is a great task. So that's the psychoactive substance. I think
I'm going to advise two things. Number one is that we're going to have to bring you back on one of the other episodes. Okay. But before that episode, I'm also going to ask that people should get your book. To read. You have two books around this discussion.
One is Way Out of Substance Addiction.
Way Out of Substance Addiction.
A self-help guide. The other one, I wrote that one for the parents.
parents
is a warning sign. It's trying to reveal the warning signs
that you can look out for to know whether. So genuinely, I have received more calls from parents, guardians, and people who are concerned about their words than even the people themselves.
Okay.
What should parents look out for? I'm not asking you to sell your entire book. I mean, I'm not asking you to say everything that is in the book so that they can buy the book. But generally, what should parents look out for, number one? Then number two, how can parents help? Because some parents are in pain. They're crying. They're weeping. You know, like the example you gave about a parent who cursed the day they gave birth to their child. So parents have sent me messages. I've gone to speak in some places. A parent will just put a small paper and just write a short note and say, my son is in this thing that you just spoke about. Now my pikin, now you talk. This is about my son. This is about my daughter. This is my phone number. You know, the parents are concerned. Okay. And so, genuinely, what should parents look out for? And then
the warning signs.
Warning signs. And then now that, apart from warning signs, they've already seen the sign. They've even seen beyond the sign. The guy is slapping her. He's beating the parents. I mean, parents are in a difficult place. What should parents do? Yeah,
I think the parents should pay attention to these three things.
One.
The thought process of that child.
Thought process. How are the children thinking?
Thinking.
Okay.
Because you know your child before, the way it thinks. Then at the same time, the feeling. Maybe a child that is always cheerful.
Suddenly,
he will talk to you, mommy, you are welcome. But now, anytime he comes, he's with a black shade and he's inside the room 24/7. He doesn't want to interact. Come and take your food. I'm coming. He stay indoor, but he was not like that before he went to university.
Not that as if there were children. There are some children who generally are introverts. That's who they are.
But we shouldn't label.
Okay.
But before you can say that this child is using drug, you must do toxicology.
There's a test. And that's readily available.
Readily available. Okay. We can. That's possible.
It's something that can be done.
It can be done.
Is it an expensive test?
It's not. I think around 10,000.
10,000. So it's an affordable test, and it will show you if the child is using any substance.
The panel that is available now shows 10 panels.
Okay.
So 10 substances
can
easily be, and it's a rapid test. So you don't need to go and come back. You just
sit down, but
check. You have to supervise the urine because the Gen Z are very wise now.
So it's a urine test.
It's a urine test.
Okay. So what would you advise? To parents who have children who are.
When you now see a decline in the thought process of that child, a decline in the feeling state of that child, and a decline in behavior, he doesn't do assignment again. He's not interested. He's always aggressive. A child that we talked to before, you just say, mommy, I will do that. But now it's just say, mommy, please, I don't think I have time for that.
I don't get time for what you do. I mean, they follow talk.
So when you see decline in those three areas, then one need to pay attention. But don't label. It may not be. It could be other mental health.
The behavior,
the thought process, and the feeling. Because that's the component of mental health.
Feelings, behavior and
feeling, behavior, and thoughts. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your expository. I mean, I wish that I could continue, but there's time, and we'll start again at another time. And some of the questions that are burning in my heart, I'll be willing to ask them. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for solving problems. Thank you for being a part of these solutions. And genuinely, for young people, maybe you have a last or closing word about substances, their mental health, because I know that.
Yeah. Gen Z, I know that you are having challenges. There are a lot of prayers on you. There are a lot of things you are passing through. But I want to encourage you, don't use psychoactive substance to solve your problems.
Hey, I get that one. Don't use problem to solve your problem. That's psychoactive substance. They are problems by themselves.
That one is WHO has declared it's a problem.
So what we are trying to do is you are using one problem, but with problem not cancel problem. We say
if you use problem to solve problem, that's double.
Oh, it's that it compounds instead of solving. You know the way they always teach us in maths now. You will use 2 cut 2. You think say you go become 0. So now it's raised to power 2 instead of 0.
Exactly.
Oh, I see. Okay, till another time when we're on the drug-free episodes and series of the Ife Bamidele podcast. Thank you so much. It's been fun listening to you, hearing you out, and sharing your experiences. And let me say in closing, whatever it is that you will do that will make your parents curse the day that they conceived you, please avoid it. Have a beautiful day. I love you. Bye.